Welcome to Finding Myself Through Obesity. My name is Aleisha Black, and I'm going to tell you all of the amazing things that happened on my women's retreat this weekend. I have a couple of things that I want to share. One is a video that I made while I was out there in Zion National Park. We had this beautiful home that we shared. I think there was about 22 to 24 amazing women at this retreat, and I learned so much about myself. So I'm going to do a podcast that is compiled of a couple of different things. One is this video that I made. I stepped out on the porch of this beautiful home, saw this amazing view of Zion, and shared a couple of thoughts that I had. I also had a couple of minutes that I shared some thoughts while I was driving in my car, and I wanted to share that video too. So if the sound quality, like at Zion, there was melting snow. We had like these chunks of snow that would fall down off of the roof, so there was a lot of dripping water sounds, but it's all so beautiful, and I want to share that right now. I am at a women's retreat that my mentor has put together, and it is one of the most amazing experiences that I've had in my life so far. Just being surrounded by women who are free to express their deepest fears and to release all the things that we always believed about ourselves, and just to see that others can love us, and that we have the ability to love ourselves and forgive ourselves for anything and everything that we've been through, because everything we've been through is exactly how it was supposed to be. That is how God designed our life, and He designed this experience to be amazing, to be transformative. And we can't know the joy unless we've been through the pain. And when we go through that pain and we have the sadness and the depression, how much sweeter and greater is it when we come to find ourselves and really see who we are and appreciate what we've been through, and then also allow ourselves to feel love, joy, and openness, because that's really all we have to offer the world is the person that we are, who we are. And all the expectations that the world puts on us keeps us from really shining our light. And it just shows me and tells me again and again how, like, the vulnerability and the realness of the people around us can just break down all of our walls, the walls that we put to protect ourselves because we were afraid of being alone, or we were afraid that nobody would understand. And what I'm realizing is every single one of us have been through something hard and painful experiences and painful thoughts, and had people hurt us, and we've hurt ourselves. And when we can share that openly, then we realize that we really aren't alone. Even the person that you think has it all figured out and has it all put together, they have their own story of hurt and disconnection, and they're putting out what they think you want to see, and it's just amazing. So just wanted to share that. So as you can tell, I was very inspired, and I'm so grateful for this experience. The theme for the retreat was Stop, Drop, and Be. My mentor had us write our stop, drop, and be goals for 2022. What am I going to stop doing? What am I going to drop? And what am I going to be? And then at the end of the retreat, she had us write those down again without being reminded what we wrote at the first, to just see how different our answers are when we are really in tune with our heart. In 2022, I want to stop worrying about what other people think about me and just being myself. I wanted to drop my phone because I have a tendency to be addicted to social media, and I could waste my whole day living my life through other people and not get anything accomplished and not go towards the things that really make me feel alive. It's just a distraction. And then I want to be free. I just want to be free. And that's what I felt in this retreat, was free. And so I wanted to talk about this experience, a couple of things that were very meaningful to me in this experience that we had. We had 3 days of sharing, crying, supporting each other. I felt like because we shared all of these amazing experiences together that I gained 20 plus sisters. We would spend nights dancing. We would spend the days sharing stories, crying with each other, supporting each other in our difficult moments, expressing anger that we've never learned how to express. And one of the days, we listened to a song, and I had one of my new sisters crying. She was obviously in so much pain, in so much emotional pain. And whenever I see somebody that I love in pain, I want to run to them and hug them and be there for them and be that emotional support for them. And so that's what I did for this beautiful new friend of mine. And I held her as she cried. But that was a beautiful moment because I have so much love for other people. I just want to be there for them. And it's a natural thing for me to want to comfort when people are sad and crying. The reason why I'm sharing this story is because that moment was caught on camera. And as I look back at it, it's such a beautiful moment, but I'm distracted by my big body. I'm distracted by what I look like. But still embracing the beauty of this photo and seeing the pain that she's in and seeing the love that I have for her as I'm comforting her. And then the next day, I was in one of those moments where I was crying and I needed comfort. And this same beautiful friend came up to me, gave me a hug, and she said to me, "I love the space you take up in this world." And I have never had anyone say anything like that to me, because I've always been worried about the space I'm taking up. I'm too big for this. I'm worried when I'm in the kitchen that I'm in your way. I'm worried when I'm in the hallway that you can't get around me. I'm worried that I'm sitting in a seat that is touching you because I'm too big. And she says, "I love the space you take up in this world." And it really jarred at my heart because she appreciated me and all of me, every part of me. And she recognized the love that I was able to give. And now I want to share that voice memo that I took while I was driving in my car because it was really in the moment and raw. And so I want to share that in closing. It was an environment where we could all share our most shameful thoughts, the things that we would never want anyone to know about us. And we were embraced with love. We were shown love, acceptance, compassion. It was like I gained 20 sisters over the weekend. And one of the things that was really amazing to me is the very last night we were dancing. I was just so grateful for every single woman that was in that room. I had this feeling that I was home. It just feels like home. And sometimes when you are in that experience, you don't want to go to your real home. You don't want to go back to the old ways and the old things that we dealt with, to the messy house, to the things that we have to do, to the responsibilities in our lives that we have been avoiding. Oh, I want to say my heart is so full. It's just full. It's full of love and acceptance and full of grace for myself. And it helped me to have so many women look at me with the eyes of love. The thing that meant the most to me over this weekend was the fact that I felt so embraced and loved. I felt like I had this family that there were no conditions for them to love me. There were no conditions. And it was beautiful because we all were there for each other. And, if I needed a hug or if I needed my back scratched or whatever, it was just beautiful because you just sat by people and they just knew what you needed. I'm so grateful for that experience. And when I came home, I realized that I want to create that in my home. I want to create that fun. I want to have dancing, playing, and fun, and have more life in my home. It feels like my boys, my husband and I have our own separate lives. Everyone's living in their situations and they're playing their games or they're going with their friends. And it was a reminder for me to have more fun with my family, have more fun with my boys, take them in the kitchen and dance with them, even if they're embarrassed or they think I'm weird. Hug them longer, hug them more, show them how important they are to me. Another thing that was amazing is the retreat was at Zion National Park, and I was out looking at this view, and it was so beautiful. And my husband loves going on hikes, and he loves the outdoors, and I thought of him and wanted to share that moment with him. And as you guys have listened to my podcast, you've known that the last 25 years I have been a victim of my marriage. I have not given my husband that chance to grow and love me. I have not allowed him to love me. I have not allowed myself to love him fully. And so it was a beautiful moment for me to be able to miss him and want to share a moment with him. And I am so excited about what is to come for me and for my husband and the relationship that we are finally going to be able to build. And the foundation is on love and acceptance and unconditional love and support for each other. And I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for letting me just speak my heart today in this podcast episode. So I thought I would get on here and just speak from my heart today and tell you all that everything that we need is within us. Everything that is important is right here with us. Our family, our relationships, our friends. Not our house, not our car, not our money. It's the connections that we have with each other and the time that we spend together and the memories that we build. And the last thing I want to share is when I was going down the mountain, I just had songs come through me. And I'm so excited because I realized that I need to write music. Writing music is the dream I've always had. And this podcast is important to me because I'm sharing my journey and hopefully inspiring people to live their life fully too, no matter the adversities that they face. But it's really just a journal for me to show myself what I'm capable of and to remind myself the ups and downs that life offers us. And it's all beautiful, because if I hadn't gone through all this hard stuff, I wouldn't be so grateful for what I have right now. If I hadn't had those feelings of not wanting to go home to my husband, I wouldn't be so grateful for the fact that I do want to see him, and that I'm finally be able to let myself be loved and to let myself love someone else. It's a beautiful thing. My heart is so happy, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. If you need a friend, if you need to go to lunch, if you need to have a talk, I am here for you, because God has blessed me with an ability to love, and I want to share that with you. Have a good week, you guys.